This Sunday evening, it is now or never for the Buffalo Bills. I never want to hear about the Bills as Super Bowl contenders again if they fail to beat the Chiefs on Sunday. Because if they lose this game at home, what they would be to me is the AFC equivalent of the Dallas Cowboys. Really good regular season team. They give you in the regular season reason to buy in that they're going to be a Super Bowl contender in the postseason. But each and every year, they expose themselves as frauds in the playoffs. That is what's at stake for Buffalo on Sunday night. If they can't beat this version of the Chiefs at home here on Sunday night, they never will. They never will beat the Chiefs in the postseason if they can't win this game on Sunday. Because you look at this matchup screams the Bills finally getting over the Mahomes hump and beating them in the postseason. Look at how many things are in favor of Buffalo going into this game on Sunday. Number one, Buffalo, finally, at home. They've talked about getting Mahomes in Buffalo for a while now, and they finally got it. 5-1 the Bills are at home in the Josh Allen playoff tenure. And now for the first time, they're 0-2 Arrowhead, finally getting Mahomes coming to Buffalo, playing his first road playoff game of his career. They finally get now the Chiefs on their turf in the playoffs. And speaking of which, you had Dion Dawkins this week talking about the impact of home field advantage. And speaking about how the Bills now going to a playoff game against the Chiefs have the advantage in this matchup. Take a listen to the Bills left tackle getting ready for Kansas City coming to town. Good luck to Patrick Mahomes. Again, the home field advantage in the playoffs is a real thing. We've seen Arrowhead rocking. That's a really hard stadium to play in. If you're Buffalo, you heard Dion Dawkins just say it. Buffalo has the advantage because they're at home. The fans are going to be insane. Home field advantage, check for Buffalo. The fact that they're playing great football, check in favor of Buffalo. The Bills are red hot. Winners now of 6 games in a row, really finished their season strong. Winning those 6 games too, it's not like they've played Joe Blow and some slapstick teams. They've beaten the Cowboys. They've beaten the Dolphins. They've beaten the Chiefs that started this 6-game winning streak. All playoff teams. So they have beaten good teams to get themselves into the playoffs and now get themselves where they are red hot. Where on the flip side, you look at Kansas City, to end the regular season, the final 8 games of the year, they just were 4-4. Scuffling towards the end of the year. So Bills come in red hot. Chiefs come in up and down. And then you look at right now this Kansas City offense, which is the biggest benefit going right now for Buffalo. This is the worst Chiefs offense of the Mahomes era. This year they're averaging just 21.8 points per game. That's 15th in the NFL. That for, again, Mahomes and the Chiefs standard, that's horrific. That is catastrophic. Up until this point, every single year, Mahomes has been the full-time starter. The Chiefs have been a top 6 team in the league in terms of points per game scored. And they are 15th this year, right? It's been talked about a lot. The struggles of the receivers. They can't catch the ball. They can't separate. It's been a big-time issue. Running the ball at times has been hit or miss. I mean, you even look at Mahomes' stats himself for a full season. This is the fewest touchdowns and the lowest amount of passing yards Mahomes has had in a full season in his career. This has been a down year for the Chiefs and a overall down year for this offense. So you add it all up, right? If you are Buffalo right now going into this matchup, you have home field advantage where you are 5-1 at home in the Josh Allen era in the playoffs. You have right now the Bills coming in riding a 6-game winning streak while the Chiefs finished the regular season 4-4. So they were scuffling while the Bills were heating up and playing their best football down the stretch of the regular season. And most importantly, this is the worst Chiefs offense in the Mahomes era. 21.8 points per game is 15th in the league. The receivers can't catch the ball. There's little separation from Travis Kelce, who the yards may say one thing, but his play, he's not dominated the game in what feels like forever. Fewest passing yards, fewest passing touchdowns for Mahomes in a full season in his career. Add all of that up. That screams Bills winning this game, which is why if they can't win this game on Sunday, they are total frauds and can never be called Super Bowl contenders until they actually do it. They are the Cowboys. If they lose on Sunday, they are in the same class as the Dallas Cowboys. Really good regular season team, frauds in the playoffs. Cannot believe in them being legitimate until they actually go out and prove it. Zero benefit of the doubt deserves to be given to Buffalo if they can't win. Again, everything adds up to them winning this game. With that said, I'm taking the Chiefs. I think Kansas City is going into Buffalo and winning this game. My number one issue with the Bills is the fact that they can't put teams away. We saw it even on Monday against the Steelers. The hapless Steelers with Mason Rudolph at quarterback. You're up 21-0, 17 minutes into the game. And you can't put away the Steelers and that inept offense with no TJ Watt. You allow Pittsburgh to get back into the game to where it's a touchdown game in the fourth quarter. If you allow the Chiefs to hang around, unlike Pittsburgh, they're going to kill you. Mahomes is going to beat you. And that has been one of the areas that Buffalo has struggled in the postseason, is putting teams away. They won't be able to race out to an early lead and salt the game away with the run game. So Kansas City is going to be in this. It's going to be a close game late. And I don't care that it's his first road playoff game. I honestly think that's overrated. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. He's played in a ton of tough road environments. Buffalo's going to be loud. It's going to be cold. It's going to be snowy. It's going to be a college-like atmosphere. Bills Mafia is going to be representing big time on Sunday night. It doesn't matter, though. Like how is that going to rattle Mahomes? He's not going to be afraid. He's not going to be, oh my God, they're yelling at me. I can't handle this. He'll be fine. Andy Reid will be fine. They've won 2 Super Bowls and been to 3. They know how to win big games. I don't care if it's at home, on the road, does not matter. They know how to win big games. So Mahomes, late, give me him. I'm taking him every single time. And what's also concerning, going back to Monday's game specifically for the Bills, in that closer than it should have been win over the Steelers, was they allowed Pittsburgh back into the game without a Josh Allen turnover. Usually, right, if the Bills race out to an early lead, especially against a bad team, you'll have a Josh Allen interception, a bad fumble that really sets up the other team to be in a position to capitalize. There was no turnovers from Josh Allen. And yet the Steelers still were able to find a way to get back in the game, in part because they can't run the ball. Buffalo can't run the ball consistently, so they can't bleed clock. They can't establish balance and offense, and they have a tough time, again, because of all that added up, of putting teams away. So I like Kansas City a lot in this matchup. I know the receivers have been talked about, and I've talked about my concern with Kansas City's wide receivers for, half the year, it feels like. But I really like what I saw from Rashee Rice down the stretch. This is a guy that, even though he's a rookie, I'll be honest, I'm believing in him. That he could carry the load and make some plays. Travis Kelce's been quiet, but that's still a reliable guy in the playoffs. Isaiah Pacheco has brought balance in the run game. And by the way, the weather's not going to be a factor. If anything, the weather favors the Chiefs. They have been a team that they've showed you in the snow and the cold, they have no problem playing. Buffalo's been the team where when it gets wet, when it gets cold, when it gets windy, they're the team that's going like, are they built for this? I like Kansas City. I think Mahomes, Reid, find a way. I'm going to say Chiefs 27, Bills 20.